Good morning, children. How are you? I can hope that you are well with your family members. Keep yourself safe from this epidemic of coronavirus. Stay at home and be healthy. Take balanced diet. Keep distances and stay inside. Because if you are inside, then corona will be outside your home. Today I want to teach you a poem from uh, First Flight. The first poem is Dust of Snow. Dust of Snow, composed by Robert Frost. Robert Frost. Robert Frost. Before I start the poem, I want to give you the introduction of this poem. Dust of Snow by Robert Frost is a brief poem, but it conveys the poet's message coherently. Coherently, Coherently, means clearly. What does the poet want to? What message does the poet want to pass through this? Is clearly visible. The poem shows how human judgment on certain issues can be misleading. People have different attitude about different things of same thing, sometimes of same thing, some of different thing. If there is a person, people have different attitude for that person. Means what do you think about others and what others think about the same person may be different. The poet depicts the crow and the hemlock tree. These are two characters of this poem, crow and the hemlock tree, as reasons for his changed mood and increased optimism. Optimism means if you become optimist, if you believe in God, that is called the person who believes in God is called optimist. The poet depicts the crow and the hemlock tree as reason for his changed mood or attitude and increased optimism. The summary of the poem is Dust of Snow is a beautiful short poem composed by Robert Frost. Robert Frost, Robert Frost. This poem tells that even a simple moment has a large impact and significance on our life. The poet has mentioned crow and hemlock tree in this poem. Whom has the poet mentioned? What has he mentioned? The crow and the hemlock tree. Crow signifies his depressive and sorrowful mood. Depressive, 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 depression, depressive. Depression is adverb of manner, depressive is adjective, and depress is verb. Depress, depression, depressive. Crow signifies his depressive and sorrowful, adverb of manner, sorrowful mood, and hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. There is comparison. Both of them, both of these signify that the poet was not in a mood. The poet was not in a good mood, and so he describes the dark, depressive, and bitter, bitter, bitter side of nature, which is not comfortable. Bitter side of nature to present his similar mood. In such a sad, depressive mood, the poet was sitting under a hemlock tree. A crow, sitting on the same tree, shook off the dust of snow. Shake, shook, second. S-H-A-K-E, shake. S-H-O-O-K, shook. And second, S-H-A-K-E-N, second. A crow, sitting on the same tree, shook off the dust of snow, that is, small particles of snow that remain on the surface after the snowfall. After the snowfall, S-N-O-W-F-A-L-L, fall. Snowfall, after snowfall on the poet. This simple action changed the poet's mood. He realized that he had just wasted a part of his day repenting and being lost in sorrow. He had just wasted a part of his day repenting, R-E-P-E-N-T-I-S-E, repent, and being lost in sorrow. But the change in his mood made him realize that he should utilize, means make proper use, the best use, U-T-I-L-I-Z-E, utilize the rest of the day in some useful activity, A-C-T-I-V-I-T-Y, activity. His sorrow was washed away by the light shower, S-H-O-W-E-R, light shower of snow dust. His spirit was revived, R-E-V-I-V-E-D, revived. His spirit was revived and he got ready to utilize the rest of the day constructively. His spirit was revived and he got ready to utilize the rest of day constructively, C-O-N-S-T-R-U-C-T-I-V-E-L-Y, constructively. This is a summary of the poem. It is very small poem, but the message is deep. You have to understand the poem. I will read the lines of the poem, then explanation I will provide. After that, stanza based questions. Then short answer, all question answer also I will give you. Everything should be noted properly. The poem, the way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from hemlock tree. Me, tree, crow, snow. These are rhyming words. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Me and tree, these are rhyming words. And crow and snow, the end of the line. The crow and snow, they rhyme together just like ping, ping, donkey, monkey. Sweet and low, wind of the western sea. Over the rolling waters go, come from the dying moon and blow. Go, blow, snow, like this. The rhyming words. When the pronunciation or the last word of any line matches with the other line, they are called rhyming words. Okay, and there is some rhyming scheme. They follow the certain pattern. I will make it clear which pattern is being followed. See this line, the way a crow, the second line is shook on me. If we consider the first line A, the second line is B, and third line is C. But I can see that you also can see crow in first line and in third line snow. Means if we consider first line as A, then third line again just like A, and second line is considered B, and same pronunciation we get in fourth line B. Me, tree, means AB, AB. AB, AB. In for first four lines we are having AB, AB. Alright. And now come to the next four lines. Has given me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, has given me heart, a change of mood, and saved some part of day I had rued. Okay. If these four lines comes only these four lines, it has given me heart, a change of mood, and saved some part of day I had ruled, then if only four lines we are having in the paper during examination, we can write this is heart matches with part. If we consider this line A, then third line is again A, second line is B, and fourth line is again B. But if the whole poem is given, then we can say AB, AB and CD, CD. So why CD? Better we can say AB, AB. Don't get confused. If only four lines, mostly four lines come in the exam, the first line is A and second is B, third A. Again we can see the first line matches the last word of the first line matches with the last word of third line, and second last word of the second line matches with the fourth last word of fourth. The pronunciation matches: go, low, hit, bit, think, sing, rings, bring, like this. If we take the example of in Hindi, अंधकार दूर था, झांक रहा सूर था, कमल डोलने लगे, कोस खोलने लगे, लगे लगे। 700 सवारियां, तीव्रतर कटारियां, तेग तवर आरियां, चल पड़ी दुधारियां। 700 सवारियां, तेग तवर आरियां, चल पड़ी दुधारियां, like this. So here the letters are repeated and the last word matches. Okay. So such type of rhyming words are, these are called rhyming words. Here 700 सवारियां, तीव्रतर कटारियां, A, तेग तवर आरियां, चल पड़ी दुधारियां, all the four lines matches. So there is A, 4A. I am repeating the lines. The way a crow swooped down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given me heart, a change of mood, and saved my part of a day I had rued. Rued means wasted. RUED. The explanation of this poem is: the poet is very upset and sitting under the hemlock tree. Hemlock is name of tree, just like neem tree, mango tree. Suddenly a crow sitting on the tree shakes the particles of snow from the tree. Because the particles of snow happens to stay on the surface of leaves of the tree. A crow sitting on the tree shakes the particles of snow from the tree which fall on the poet. The soft and cold touch of snow changes the poet's mood from sad to happy. He starts feeling soothed. 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 Soothing effect means the effect that brings us pleasure and we feel comfortable. That is soothing effect. Here he starts feeling soothed and refreshed. 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 In this way, a simple moment proves to be very significant and saves the rest of the day. Saves the rest of the day of poet from being wasted, 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 and held in regret, regret. I am repeating the last line. He starts feeling soothed and refreshed. In this way, a simple moment proves to be very significant and saves the rest of the day of the poet from being wasted and held in regret. This is a simple explanation of the poem. The poetic device, which poetic device has been used? The rhyming scheme is ABAB, and alliteration has been used. ALLITERATI, alliteration. You can see hard part, mood, rude, crow, me, snow, tree. Okay, these are rhyming words, and due to these rhyming words, there is alliteration. That is figure of speech. You can note down alliteration has been used. Rhyming words are there. Crow, me, snow, tree, and what is the rhyming scheme? AB, AB. I think I am clear. Now I am going to give you the extract, then or stanza. Read the stanza, and then I am asking the question. There are 4 questions. They are likely to come in your exam. Prepare well. How does it? Ask the question. The way a crow swooped down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had ruled. If all 4 lines come, then out of these 4 lines, I have selected 4 questions. Out of 8 lines are there. First question is, where was the crow sitting? Where was the crow sitting? Options I am giving. First, on a banyan tree, on a hemlock tree, on a gulmohar tree, on a pine tree. Which one is the correct answer? On a hemlock tree. Come to the second question. What did it shake on the poet? Shake. The crow was sitting on the branch of the tree. It was shaking. What did it shake on the poet? Options are rubber ball, second, fruit of a tree, third, a small pebble, a piece of stone. A small pebble, PEBBLE, pebble. Fourth is dust of snow. I am repeating the options: rubber ball, fruit of tree, a small pebble, or a dust of snow. There are 4 options. Which one is correct? The correct option is dust of snow. Dust of snow. Now come to the third question. Give a rhyming word of crow from the passage. I have told you what are rhyming words. You can easily give the answer. Give the rhyming word of crow from the passage. 4 options giving, very easy. Heart, mood, snow, root. Everybody can get very easily. Snow. Snow is the rhyming word. And the 4th question from this extract is, what was the poet's state of mind? Means, what was the poet thinking at that time? What was the poet's state of mind? First option, good mood. Second, best mood. Third, not very good mood. And fourth is depressive mood. Depressive mood. Which one is correct? Very easy. The poet was very much depressed. He was thinking about certain things. And then all at once the crow started shaking the branch of the tree, and dust of snow fell on his body. That brought certain changes. Depressive mood. Correct answer is depressive mood. Okay. I have created 4 new questions for the first 4 lines. It can be asked in another way also. I am giving those questions also. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Lines are same, 4 lines only, but questions are different. Listen those questions also. Who sat on a branch of hemlock tree? Options: a crow, an owl, an eagle, a sparrow. If you have read the poem properly, you can give the answers very easily. The correct answer is a crow. Second question. Who sat in a sad mood? Who sat in a sad mood? An old man. Options I am giving: an old man, the young man, the poet, the poetess. Poetess. Poetess is a female writer, female poet, and poet is male. Poetess is female and poet is male. Which one is correct? Robert Frost was a man. So which one is correct then? The poet. The poet is the correct answer. Now come to the third question. Which thing changed the poet's mood? Which thing changed the poet's mood? Options are dust of snow, flowers, and ice cream, snowfall. What was that brought changes in poet's mood? This question can be asked like this. What brought changes in the poet's mood? Third question I am giving. Answer is same. What thing changed the poet's mood? And what was that changed poet's mood? Okay, and find out the things that brought changes in the poet's mood. Options I am giving: an ice cream, dust of snow, flowers, flower means, and snowfall, flowers and snowfall. Which one is correct? C, the dust of snow. Correct answer is dust of snow. Dust of snow. Come to the fourth question. Find the name of a poisonous plant from the passage. This hemlock tree is very poisonous. Even then, it had brought certain positive changes in poet's mood. Hemlock. Find name of poisonous plant from the passage. 4 options are given. Lady's glove, glove. English yew tree. Yew is name of tree. English yew, yew. Yew. First and third is hemlock, and fourth is poisonous ivy. Ivy is also plant. Ivy. Poisonous. Poison ivy. Poison poison ivy. Ivy. The correct answer is hemlock. Okay. In the same way, I have created 4 more questions for the next stanza. Next stanza is: has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of day I had rued. RUED. I am repeating the lines. Has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Note down the questions. The first question is to fill in the blanks. Poet's change of mood was due to falling of beautiful flowers. First option. Second, leaves, leaves. Dust of snow, ripe fruits. Which one is correct? Poet's change of mood was due to falling of Dust of snow. Second question. Who shook the hemlock tree? Who was shaking? Who shook the hemlock tree? The parrot, an eagle, the monkey, the crow. Answer is the crow. Come to the third question. Which word in the passage means same as held in regret? Held in regret should be written between single inverted comma. H-E-L-D. Hold, held, held. Hold, held, held. H-E-L-D. Held in regret. When you have committed some mistake, you are worried about your mistake. You want to come out of that. How to recover from that tension? That is feeling of regret. R-E-G-R-E-T. Which word in the passage means same as held in regret? Options I am giving. First one is shook, S-H-O-O-K, shook. Second, hemlock. And third is mood. And fourth, root. R-U-E-D, root. Answer is root. R-U-E-D. Now, next question. Name the poet. Name the poem and the poet. Name the poem and the poet. You have to write the name of poem, title of poem and poet also. The name of the title of poem is, what is title of poem? Dust of Snow. D-U-S-T. Dust of Snow. S-N-O-W. Snow. Dust of Snow. And the poet is Robert Frost. R-O-B-E-R-T. Robert Frost. F-R-O-S-T. Robert Frost. That's all. Only out of these stanzas you will get questions in your board exams. Don't worry about any stanza based question from this lesson. If you prepare these only, you will be confident to give all answers. Now some short questions, two short questions I want to provide you, and two long answers. At first, short answer type questions. So note the questions at first. In the poem, first question, in the poem Dust of Snow should be written between two inverted commas, single inverted comma. In the poem Dust of Snow, how does the poet's mood get changed? How does the poet's mood, M-O-O-D, get changed? C-H-A-N-G-E-D. Right answer. While sitting under a tree, the poet was sitting under a tree. While sitting under a tree, dust of snow falls on the poet. Dust of snow falls on the poet. This seemingly, S-E-E-M-I-N-G-L-Y, this seemingly upsetting, U-P-S-E-T-T-I-N-G, upsetting incident, I-N-C-I-D-E-N-T, incident, changed the mood of the poet. Changed the mood of the poet. He realized that he had just wasted a part of his day. He had just wasted a part of his day repenting. Rather, he could have made the best use of time. He could have utilized the same in doing some productive activity. P-R-O-D-U-C-T-I-V-E, productive activity. That's all for this question. Now second question is, what is the underlying message? What is the underlying message for the readers? Sometimes it is written for us. I am just telling you for the readers, whoever reads the poem. What is the underlying message for the readers? in our hectic life, hectic, HECTIC, hectic life, that is full of problems. Always we are running here and there, lots of tensions we are having, mental stress is there. What is underlying message for us in our hectic life with reference to the poem? With reference to the poem, Dust of Snow. What is title of the poem? Dust of Snow. Can you, if you can write the answer, better write. Otherwise, I am providing the correct answer. The question is, what is underlying message for us in our hectic life? The answer is, with reference to the poem, Dust of Snow, the underlying message for us in our hectic life is that we should enjoy nature. We should enjoy nature to the utmost, maximum, utmost, utmost, and we should have a positive outlook. Positive, positive, positive outlook, outlook. Outlook is single word. Means your attitude. You should have positive attitude. Outlook or attitude, same meaning. Even towards simple acts. Even towards, TOWARDS, towards simple acts. Because they can lead to the learning of greater lessons of enjoying life. Because they can lead to the learning of greater lessons of enjoying life. Only, have you noted it? Now let's come to the long answer type question. The first question, note down the first question. Two questions I will give. It will take at least 10 minutes. A simple moment proves to be very significant and saves the rest of the day of the poet from being wasted. Explain on the basis of the poem Dust of Snow. I am repeating the question. A simple moment proves to be very significant and saves the rest of the day of the poem from being wasted. WASTED. Write the answer. The poet Robert Frost tries to convey that even simple and ordinary incidents have great significance in our life. Nothing is good or bad. Nothing is good or bad. It is only our thinking that makes it so. Best things in life are free of cost. Best thing in life is free of cost. Life is full of problems and obstacles. OBSTACLES, obstacles. We should try to solve them rather than sitting and regretting. We should try to solve them rather than sitting and regretting. REGRETTING, regretting. Sometimes even the unimportant things change the meaning of life. A simple action of a crow who shook off the dust of snow on the poet taught him a great lesson. Taught him a great lesson. The poet realized that he had wasted his day in repenting rather than doing some useful activity. He understood how to take adverse season in stride, STRID, stride, and work for a better life. I am repeating the last line. The poet realized that he had wasted his day in repenting rather than doing some useful activity. He understood how to take adverse season in stride, stride, and work for a better life. Note down the next question. No matter how ordinary or unimportant an incident may be, no matter how ordinary or unimportant an incident may be, it is the reaction or the response that matters. Taking inspiration from the poet's reaction, write how inherent, inherent values can be picked up and learned. Can be picked up and learned. Note down the answers on the basis of dust of snow. Such type of questions are raised during board exam in your question paper. Yes, response matters a lot. Inherent values can be picked up by adopting, adopting a positive attitude towards nature. A positive attitude towards nature. Since nature is a great teacher, we learn lots of things from nature. Since nature is a great teacher, each little thing in nature can teach us some important lessons at times. Even a small flake of snow, FLAKE, flake of snow, has its own significance. We should not judge anything by its appearance, even crow and hemlock. We should not judge anything by its appearance, APPEARANC, appearance. Even crow and hemlock. Tree known as bad omen, OMEN, means omen, could bring cheerfulness, CHEERFULNESS, cheerfulness in uplifting, uplifting the poet's mood. So, nothing is useless in nature. So, nothing is useless in nature. Nature is very beautiful. One should live his present cheerfully. One should live his present cheerfully. Students can pick these qualities from nature. Students can pick these qualities from nature. Students can pick this quality from nature that could be useful for them. That could be useful for them. Flowers, 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 FLOUR, IFLOWERS, flowers. Check out the pronunciation. Flowers and chocolates, 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 bring happiness to us, but not always. Means flowers and chocolates bring happiness to us, but not always. At times, even little dust of snow could prove to be useful in cheering up, CHEERING, cheering up our moods, or most importantly, someone's innocent, innocent smile can also change our mood and day, which is of course free of cost. I am repeating the last line. At times, even little dust of snow could prove to be useful in cheering up our moods, or most importantly, someone's innocent smile can also change our mood. and which is of course free of cost. We can cheer up, we can cheer our near and dear ones, the people whom we know and the people who know us. Okay, we can cheer our near and dear ones with our precious smile. Smile has lots of power. It brings pleasure to us. At the same time, the person who is facing you, it brings pleasure. So keep smiling and have a good day. That's all for today. Thank you. Have a nice day. Keep safe.